right, well, we are working on the Blazer a little bit now. So what are we intending on doing right now?
Well, first gonna start getting it fitted for a roll cage. Because some of the events we got planned to go to this year requires a roll cage. So,
Well, not just that.
it's
I mean,
safety.
Safety comes first, and I don't care if you got a 12-socket 8-mile car. If you're intended on racing it and making it go faster, you need to go ahead and put a cage in it just for safety. I mean, because you never know, anything can happen. Break an axle, anything. I mean, you got to worry about the person next to you hitting you, and they could be in a 4-second ride.
Something on their car breaking and coming in your lane, you know.
It's just, it's time for a cage to go in it, and so he's gonna have to pull this here seat out, and then probably gonna have to do a little bit of cutting on the inside of the body to make the cage fit. We actually bought a cage. It was in an
89 Fox Body Mustang.
Yeah, 89 Fox Body Mustangs would have come out of.
A Fox Body and an S10's close to the same width. So.
The measurements are pretty close, and it's a nice, well-built cage. Let's see, we're right outside. We're actually adding on to the building too, so that's why we ain't added on. We're not finished yet, but that's one reason why we ain't been able to make a video here lately. But this is the cage that we're putting in it. So it's just the hoop and 2 down bars in the front and 2 down bars in the back. That's all we're gonna put in it for now. It's basically what the Nova's got.
Yeah.
So we had to put a seat bar in and all that, but it's nice, well built. Second thing is we're going to have to cut the front and rear bars off, and
they'll get welded back on.
Yeah. This sucks to cut that nice TIG weld off that somebody done. It's well built.
And cage.
Yeah, we're thinking it may be chromoly. We don't know. And really,
I think it's chromoly.
We don't know exactly, so it don't really matter, chromoly or mild steel. It don't. The one in the Nova's mild steel, so. But for the price of it, you can't complain. The price of tubing now is high if you go to buy it, and cage kits are they're not high, but they're pretty pricey.
Cage kit for that Blazer is like $300-400.
Yeah, $300 or $400 for cage kit.
You base it.
We got the Nova covered up because we don't want no grinding dust and weld splatter, none of that, because it having the Lexan windows in it. Wasn't no big deal when we were working on the Nova, because the Blazer and the Camara's got glass windows in it, so that didn't matter. But we don't want none of the electronics and all that to get grinding dust and all that over it. So I guess he's gonna go ahead and pull the seat out of here, and then we're gonna start cutting that cage apart and getting it put in, or trying to start mocking it up. All right, well, he's got the seat out of it, and from the measurements, we're gonna have to cut on both sides some little spacing spots they got in there. They got holes cut in it, but they didn't cut it all the way down. They left it for strength, I guess. So we just got to cut, it's like 1 inch every 4 to 6 inches out, both sides. So can't really see it, but we'll get some light in here. Yeah, you can see the bottom ones over there, but you can't see these. Yeah, just got to cut here, and I don't think we got to cut the bottom one. I think we got to cut just the top and that one. We shouldn't have to mess with the top, very top, just that one and that one. And I don't think this one's got to come out, but if it does,
I think we're gonna have to cut it soon.
And I'd just go ahead and cut this one too. It ain't gonna hurt it. It's only an inch and a half maybe. So, but well, I guess go ahead and start cutting it out, and then we'll get that cage cut apart. Dylan's gonna go ahead and get the bars cut off the front and go ahead and cut the rear bars off so we can start installing the cage. Alright, so we got to cut the hoop off of the plates and pick it up about 2 inches roughly. So we're gonna have to sleeve it and pick it up. The bottom of the cage don't come in enough to go down to the frame. So we're just gonna take these 6x6 plates and scoot them, cut it off, scoot them back where they need to go, and pick the cage up and bolt it down. That's what we're gonna do.
Really, we can weld it. Please.
I'd bolt them down too. And the sidebars are they actually had them on the cage backwards because they bow out, and they had them bowed in on both sides. And then the rear bar, it'll attach right to the frame rail in the back on both sides. Alright, well, we got the plates cut off the bottom, extended the rear hoop 2 inches on each side, got it sleeved on the inside like it's supposed to be, and now we're about to go ahead and tack the plates down, and then get the hoop itself aligned, level or plumb, and then go ahead and get it tacked in so we can start determining on where the 2 front bars and the rear bars, where they're gonna fall at. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and tack these in before it gets any colder out here in the shop. It's already about 32 degrees out here. We're gonna have to do something about some heat out here, because you can't get much done with it this cold out here. But we're gonna go ahead and tack these plates down, and then go ahead and tack the hoop in.
Well, he's getting that plate tacked in. And then he'll move over here and tack this plate over here, yeah? Get a couple tacks on that one first. Well, we got the plates all tacked in. Let's see. We got the plates tacked in on both sides. Now we're gonna get the hoop plumb from front to back and tack it in so we can get the measurements on how long the door bars need to be and how the rear bars need to be mounted. So we're getting the main hoop tacked in on the driver's side. Then we'll take this level and make sure it's still plumb.
Hopefully it is.
Hopefully. Let's see. Look plumb?
It's in between the lines.
Oh, that's plumb now.
Alright, so we got the rear hoop welded in. And he's got the back bars fitted. He's got the right one in right now. I'm about to go ahead and tack it in where it's got to go. And then so we can get the left one put in and get it tacked in before we go weld them all the way in. And just make sure they're where they need to be and all before we weld it all the way up. He's mocking up how high the seat's going to be and all that. So I'm going to go ahead and tack weld up there at the top and down there at the bottom and the back. And then get the driver's side one tacked in.
Can't see nothing to it. Getting the back tacked in real good back here.
Alright, well we got the rear bars tacked in where they go. Now I guess we're going to go ahead and weld them all the way in. And then so we can go ahead and get a measurement on the side bars, because we're actually not going to be able to put them where we wanted to. I wanted to put them on up in the front, but we can't because they need to attach to the frame, and the body mount bushing is right there. So actually it's going to have to go about right here where that channel, that little dip is in the floor. The bar will sit about right there. We're going to run a piece of tubing from the side of the frame to the side of the rocker panel, run it across right there, and the door bar will actually sit. It'll sit right there. It'll sit right on top of it. So to go something like that. But we got the two back bars are tacked in, so I'm gonna go ahead and weld them up. And then that'll be one less thing we got to do. Then we can get these bars, get it measured and get it cut off and get it notched where they got to go so we can weld them in. Alright, well we got the two back bars in. Got them welded up top on both sides. Got them welded on the bottom on both sides. There on both sides. Now what we're doing is we're getting ready to put the front bars in. They're going to attach right here. He's already got the hole cut in the floor. We're going to run a bar. I don't know if we're going to run square tubing or round tubing yet. I ain't decided. But it's going to have a piece going from the side of the frame over to right here. So it's going to go right here. And it'll weld to the side of the frame and to the side of the rocker panel. And then we'll, depending on if we use round tubing or square tubing, if we use round tubing, we'll notch the bottom of the pipe. If we use square tubing, then we'll just cut that to fit that on top. And it'll go... kind of hard to see with me just holding it, but it'll go something like that, go in the hole like that, and then we'll determine how high we're going to put this, and then mark it on the back and then notch it for the back cross where the seat bar and all that. Alright, well, we got the sidebars cut and notched where they go. Got them sitting in here where they gotta go. I've already got the front tacked on the right side. Got it tacked up in there. So now what I'm about to do, it's not tacked here, I just got the ground hooked right there. I'm about to take and knock it through the floor out on the ground so I can weld it all the way around and then put it back in and then tack it in here, make sure everything's right, and tack it down there before I go welding it all the way up. And then we can get started on the other side.
Here's getting them bars welded up to the frame mounts. Got the bottom all welded up down there. Got the bar welded to the cross beam. Now he's tacking the door bar to the rear bar here. Tack the crossbar to the frame and make sure everything where it needs to be and weld them all the way up. Getting this side tacked in. The driver's side. Getting the back of the door bar attached to the hoop on the driver's side. Get it tacked in, make sure it's where it needs to be, and then we'll get them both all welded up.
Alright, well, we got it all welded up. We're to a stopping point now. We're waiting on some tubing to come in so we can do the seat bar and get some seat belt tabs put in here so we can mount the seat belts and all. So it'll be pretty much track ready as soon as we get the seat bar in here. So this is going to conclude this video. Y'all head over to Wolfman Racing channel on Facebook and pick up some of our merchandise. And we got our hats and our shirts and all on there. Y'all comment, like, and subscribe. See y'all guys on the next video.